haven't made the money that I truly wanted to make, right? I was feeling a lot of uncertainty, a lot of fear in my career. It's like, is it sells the right thing? It's like the market is saturated. Like what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be an SDR or BDR for the rest of my life. In the program, doing the work for 3 weeks, and I landed, I was like 13 first round interviews, and I stopped doing the outreach after 2 weeks because I had too many first interviews on my pipeline. I was competing in the last interview against a guy that had 10 years of experience. And because of my mentality mindset, he chose me because he wanted to work with me. Like kind of like knowing that you're beating a guy that has 10 years of the industry, it was pretty amazing.
I'm Samir. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Tech Sales Mentors, and with me today I have Sam, who just signed one of the highest offers ever through our program. So very exciting for him. Before we talk about that, though, Sam, could you share, like, before our program, what your experience looked like, and what were you hoping would like change by doing our program?
So yeah, I have a little bit of sales experience, right? I've been in sales for 3 to 4 years, but my career has been a little bit of hoping cannot get a job and then just joining the company because the sake of it, I haven't really found my home, my place, right? Haven't make the money that I truly wanted to make, right? I was feeling a lot of uncertainty, a lot of fear in my career. It's like, is it sells the right thing? It's like the market is saturated. Like what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be an SDR or BDR for the rest of my life. A little
Yeah,
bit scary before I start working with you guys.
yeah. Yeah, because like as a sales professional, like I can tell you're someone who like works hard, and skills will get you to a certain level, but then at some point, like you just need to be in the right opportunity with the right company, right? And so before like you joined our program, were you like looking at opportunities at all or on the search at all?
Yeah, a little bit, but based on my experience in the past, right? When I knew I needed extra help because at the end of the day, there is so many things when you do an interview, you show up and you think you're gonna be yourself, but they are looking for something else. They're looking for specific questions. They also you don't know how to properly research a company because especially in tech sales nowadays, and I see a lot of LinkedIn posts like they tell you a great OTE, but how many people are actually hitting quota? What the actually day to day looks like. So without real experience of how to properly ask those questions, is very hard to know where you're gonna end up working. And at the end of the day, it's our life, right? It's maybe a year, and it's tough to start working at a company for a year and then realize it's not what they promised. I could have asked this question in the interview. I would have saved me a year of my life, right? So I feel like working with a mentor in this is key. Well, it is on anything in life, right? If you truly want to make something great, you need to work with people. They do do this on a daily basis, right? So it's super
Yeah,
helpful.
yeah. And yeah, I think that's an important point because like as a sales professional, like you had done sales for 4 years. It's not like you couldn't land sales roles, but I think what you're saying is you couldn't land the role you ultimately wanted, the right opportunity for you where you could make a lot of money and above six figures.
Yes, especially I feel like the biggest difference, right? If I did this on my own without your help, I probably spent either more time applying for jobs, not getting any responses, maybe doing some interviews, hoping they like me, and then my sales experience does the job, not really. And especially then hoping that the company that got hired, the job description is great, and that's exactly what they're supposed to do. Because based on my experience when I did the interviews in the past, I wasn't really qualifying my companies. I was, hey, I want them to give me the job. So I kind of might put myself kind of on a lower level. And something
Yeah.
that really shifted after working with you and Laura is no, I'm qualifying them. Like, is it going to be my next home? I'm going to really ask a lot of questions about quota, the day to day, the lead quality, the tech stuff, everything that is my interest. Like, do I really want to work in the company for the next 2, 3, 5 years of my life? That was a huge difference in the way I shifted and how I approach my job search.
Yeah. And that is so key, but see the problem for most people is they can't land those high paying interviews. So then they're not able to have that mindset. So then you gaining those skills through our program of like you could say the number later, but I know it was a ton of like companies and a ton of high paying roles. You're allowed to then have that mindset of like, oh, well, like I'm the prize here, right? Like I'm going to choose the right company for me. So before you joined our program, I know like you're very familiar with the coaching space, like not just, tech sales coaching, but other coaching programs that exist. Like, were there any hesitations before joining the program?
Of course, it's always the fear and uncertainty of any program, right? The promise is there, like, will they be real, right? I come from a background of working for a coaching company, so I felt I knew how to ask the right questions. But something that I make this decision, I think I mentioned that to you. I probably had to do more work in this offer than other offers I looked at, but it was something about that transparency. It's like, hey, we're gonna teach you how to find a job and everything you need to get that role in the 60 days. That promise that, hey, money back if you're not happy. That says a lot about how confident you are. And I think the biggest shift that happened within me is now, because I have lifetime access to Tech Sales Mentor, is like, if I don't like this job in the next 3 months or 6 months or a year, I know I'm gonna go back to this. I'm gonna land 10 interviews within a month, right? So that gives me a lot of self-confidence, right? So
Yeah.
the hesitation, of course, is the fear, but at the end of the day, it's like, how can you ask someone to trust you and to believe you're gonna be a great addition to your company in sales if you are not willing to invest money into your own career? So I think
Yeah.
the main thing is you trust the process, trust the team. It's been an amazing experience, and definitely investing money into yourself is gonna help you with your sales career. You can even use this as an example when you're doing an SDR car, SDR call, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Like at 18, we're told to invest $100,000 into our career, right? Going to do a college degree when we don't even know what a career is. And then after college, we never invest again, right? Or we're very hesitant to. But that's the most important time when we have more experience and we know what we want more. Well, this is the time to truly invest. And so you
yeah,
spoke about having a great experience. Could you walk a little bit through about like, what were some of the key things we and Laura helped you do, your mentor, through the program that helped you have different results?
yeah. So, well, first thing first, I started, like, I think it was 2 months, 2.5 months ago. Like, it was early December, I think mid-December,
Yeah.
and I met with Laura. I started working on the first, your interview answers, like prepare those interview answers, which that was my
Yeah.
first, I will say, game changer of the interviews. I usually maybe put some GPT, like what questions they will ask you, but I didn't really practice them. I didn't really have proper answers to them. And after working with Laura on that, it was like, okay, now all my answers are amazing. It's like, yeah, I can really show my value and things they sometimes we as a person, we don't think that some of the things that we have achieved or done in life are amazing or are great. And other people will be,
Yeah.
oh wow, this is great. And having the person to work with and tell them your story, it tells you, oh wow, this could be great. That shows really your personality. That shows the value that you could add to this company. And sometimes on your own, because you have lived that and it wasn't hard for you, you don't understand how valuable that could be for the company that you're interviewing. So that was great, working with Laura on those interview questions. Then I was a little bit lazy, I had to say, because it was Christmas. I'm from Spain originally, right? And I spent time with my family and didn't do any outreach. And I told Laura, hey, I'm gonna take time with my family. I'm gonna spend time here. I'm gonna take a vacation. And when I come back, I'm gonna grind. She says, okay, that makes more sense. I'd rather you to be focused. So technically, if I have to say, I was in the program doing the work for 3 weeks, and I landed, I would say, 13 first round interviews, and I stopped doing the outreach after 2 weeks because I had too many first interviews on my pipeline. I wanted to focus on preparing them. Out of those, I would say after those 13 first round interviews, there was only two that didn't go through the second round. I went to the third round in three, and I canceled a lot of second rounds because I already received the offer before that. So, and it was one of the huge companies. I had an interview with a firm, which is a great company in the space tech company, and I went to three last interviews with a great tech company and another two, and I received an offer from one. It was amazing because actually they gave me the offer on the call because of how I work out with Laura. I kind of handled those objections within the call, and I made the guy gave me the offer on within the same call. So that was pretty amazing.
Wow. Wow, that's crazy. I generally don't hear that. I think, can you still hear me on your end?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, gotcha. The internet connection's being a little weird. That's amazing. So for you, like, wow, 13 interviews. What, like, when you got, it seemed like there were two big things for you. Like, Laura helped you come up with better interview answers. And then she also, like, we came up with a way for you to get into way more interviews. So, like, when you think about this now, like if you were going to give feedback to anyone, we'll talk about your result in a second. But when it comes to anyone entering this program, like what feedback would you have for them so they can get results like you?
So be confident, like know this gonna work. Don't have any hesitation. It's like, hey, it's gonna work. Like within 3 months, you're gonna be on a job, right? Be patient. Listen to like watch the videos. Try to absorb as many information. If Laura asks you to do something, try to do as fast as you can. And just if you say you're gonna do some numbers, I'm gonna do certain amount of average, do it. Focus more on being consistent on a daily basis rather than work one day and then don't do anything for 6 days, and you
Yeah.
will be very, very successful. And I think the biggest win that anyone joining the program is gonna have that confidence that I had to challenge that guy on the last interview to give me the job, because I didn't care about the outcome. I had two extra last round interview. Plus, in the back of my mind, I know, okay, even if I don't get this offer, I'm just gonna go for another 2 weeks. I'm gonna have another 8 to 10 new interviews. So you don't you when you are talking to them, and people can tell, that usually you talk to CEOs or VP of sales, they know who they're talking. They can read body language. You're not coming from a place of scarcity from with your answers. You are full of confidence, and that's the type of people they actually want to join their team, right? They want people with confidence, people they know how to do the job, and especially super important to really be confident in closing those interviews. So because at the end of the day, we are interviewing for a sales role, so we need to
Yeah.
learn how to sell, and slowing down the spot is key. If I could go back and do something, I would have been harder on closing those interviews. If that's something I could have take back.
I love this. I love this. You can't, because you can't fake abundance, right? You can't
Yeah.
fake that body language and energy. You can try as much as you want to, but at the end of the day, if you know, like in your head, I am crushing this job search, I'm getting any interview I want, then it's only a matter of time before you land your dream offer. So tell us more about the results of our program, the offer. What's got you excited about it all?
So I wanted to share a little funny story. When I had my first interview with this offer, I remember what I was super excited. I told my girlfriend, "Hey, wow, this is an amazing offer." It was a low base, meaning like 60K OTE. 60K base, but it's like people it's between 120 and 165 OTE. There's some people in the company doing north 200. I'm an account executive, right? So I didn't have to get a BDR job. I got a new account executive role, which was
Yeah.
amazing. Even I was applying for BDR roles,
Yeah.
and I was super happy. I would say, I wish I would get this job, right? I signed it right away. And when I did the last interview that he offered me on the spot, I also have a couple great companies I still needed to talk to. So I wasn't super sure if I truly wanted this company 100%, right? So that's the funny part, is like, even if I thought that was my dream offer before, because I did so many outreach and had so many opportunities, I had 3 dream jobs I could have landed. So that was the great part. And something the guy that gave me the job mentioned, I was competing in the last interview against a guy that had 10 years of experience, and because of my mentality mindset, and that was thank you to the way I express and answer my questions and confidence, he chose me because he wanted to work with me, if that makes sense. So that
Yeah.
was amazing, like kind of like knowing that you're beating a guy that has 10 years of the industry. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah. And that just goes to show you that sales experience is not the number one definer, right? In interviewing,
Yeah.
it's for sales interviews, it's about who you are, right? And that sales manager believes like you are coachable and you are the type of person that is going to grow in the role. And I think the reason you got the role is because you sold them on you, right? And like before you can sell another product successfully, you have to be able to like sell yourself successfully. So I'm super glad you were able to do that. So um anyone that's watching this, like who's considering the program, like, you know, imagine they're watching us, like what would you say to them if they're thinking about the program?
Like, don't think, just join. You're already late. I said, just join the program. Trust Laura. She's well, trust you. I mean, Laura, she's great, an amazing human being, right? I believe because I do a lot of work on my own, and we just meet for like 10, 15 minutes every other day or every 2 to 3 days. She's always checking on you, reviewing everything you are doing to make sure they, which technically she told me I could have let you go because you were doing very well. But it's like, what can we do to make those odds better? It's like, don't worry, invest in yourself, because if you get a great role, you're gonna make the money back within a month, right?
Yeah.
Plus, you're gonna get a lot of skills that, if whatever reason you are not at that job anymore, you will have the ability to get another one. And the most important part, I felt that within the outreach, I learned a lot of new things that I will apply in this job as well. Like through the outreach, the way
Yeah.
you know, like the personalized outreach, the software that I used that I never used before to land
Yes.
a multi-channels email campaign, the cold calling scripts, all that is literally skills that I will apply in this job right away.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's technically that's true, right? It helps you land a job, but also teach you a lot of skills of the job that you will be doing. So if you are thinking
Yeah.
about this, just join the program. You will make the money back within a month. So
Yeah. Yeah, because you can do you like you said, you get the job search skills now to land a great role, then you know in the role, oh, now I know how to crush the role. Now I know how to do outbound and then know any future job I want, right? And so the
exactly.
ROI just isn't within this next month, it's for, you know, years on end. So I appreciate your time, Sam. Like this is a great story. And I'm so happy for you. I don't know if you have something to say.
No, and also, sometimes I'm originally from Spain, right? Even if I've been here for a long time, I still have an accent. So for me, I know,
Yeah.
because it's a lot of cold calling. And the first interview, they don't really see my face, they don't see my personality. It's actually harder than for other people out there. So if I could do it, anyone can do it. The only thing you need to do is just show up, listen to Laura, listen to Samir, do the reps, and you'll be good.
Yeah, that's great. I'm just gonna play this video for everyone that joins the program.